there's any advice somebody pulls from this, if they decide they want to do a partnership, is that everything should be in writing. She went to the controller of our company and said, I don't know what's going on, but I think they might drink during the day because they're laughing all the time. 99% of our business comes from people that know us, like us, and trust us. And all the things, because you're inexperienced and you're calling people and it feels uncomfortable. And then you just rip the Band-Aid off and you do it and you just do it and you show up every day. And that was like the big game changer.
Hey everyone, hello. Welcome back to Refined Mindset. I'm here with Carol Snyder and Tina Bradshaw of the Snyder and Bradshaw team with Sotheby. So thank you, ladies, for being here. One of the things, and we were kind of just teasing about, right, was the whole point is a mega team like you guys is how do you keep you guys going with stuff happens, right? So welcome to the podcast. Before we kind of get into it a little bit, more mindset stuff, tell us about kind of the market you serve, the size of the team, and I know you mentioned the recent milestone that you guys just did.
Sure. So Tina and I have the Snyder Bradshaw Group at Monument Sotheby's International Realty, and we're based here in Anne Arundel County, Maryland, in an office in Severna Park. And Tina and I's business, we've both been in the business since 2008. We have had our team now for 9 years. We've been business partners for 9 years. Feel very lucky about that. And our market majority of our business is Anne Arundel County, Maryland. We do some stuff in Howard County. We do some stuff on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. We do have a member on our team who used to live in Baltimore and did a lot of business in Baltimore. So we do have the capability and have done some stuff in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. And that is, the majority of where we work. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. So is it two team leaders? And I'm not trying to pit you against each other, or is both you are the team leader?
Yeah.
Round one. Are you guys both team leaders? How does that kind of work? I'm actually curious. I've always wanted to see how that. So tell me a little bit about the organizational chart that you guys have.
Yeah, well, when we got together and decided to be a team about 9 years ago, at that time, you could really only have one team leader. And I believe it's still the case. You really can only legally speaking, have one team leader. So I said, Carol, you're a great team leader. You be the team leader. And she actually was the one who said, hey, I want to start a team. And I said, oh my gosh, I'd love to join your team. We had known each other for about 8 years prior to that as well. So when we were both tired of doing it individually, we decided, let's get together and join and be a team. And so she's the official team leader. We are actually considered partners in this business as far as the legal LLC goes. And I think we treat each other as partners.
Absolutely.
For the most part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're pretty much
50-50 partners, all the big decisions, the way we run our business, the culture of our business, our values, all of that comes back to both of us and us coming together on a regular basis to refine those. And
Ooh, I love the plug. Thank you.
You change.
Tell your friends. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. So that's how we work. I kind of consider us a unicorn. A lot of times we get asked to speak at different events about having a team and a partnership and how we're able to make that successful. And I really come back again over and over again to using the term of it being a unicorn of a relationship. We're really lucky in that both of us come from it, first and foremost, a place of loving and respecting the other person and putting the other person first.
Yes.
And that is 1,000% why we're still a team and we're still successful and we still have our partnership and we're still, have pretty much, I would say that we're more than friends. We're truly family to each other, and the other person's well-being, psychologically, emotionally, financially, all of that has always been put in front of our own.
Yes.
And so that I believe is truly why we're successful. I used to manage a Coldwell Banker office, and I saw different teams and partnerships, and they often imploded because it was a lot of a me mindset instead of a us and you mindset, and me being in a second position. So I genuinely think that you've got to find somebody who is that type of a human being, and it's honestly maybe a little bit rare.
I think it's
so.
pretty rare. Yeah.
It is. That's why I asked. It is super rare. I love that. I love that. It's, you're right. I mean, I think, and you as a managing broker probably recommend it not to do this with other teams. Right?
There was a
So-
day when they discouraged.
Prior, right?
Yeah,
prior.
beginning.
No, and it's one of the challenges is because there's always going to be one person, like you said, that it's about me. It's about me, and they kind of step. Especially most team leaders have that disc personality where they want to lead type of thing. I love that. That's kudos to go there. And how big is there? A lot of other agents? How many other agents you have showing partners, or is it most of you guys and operational? How is that team structured?
Yeah, great question. Before I answer that, I just wanted for listeners, if they care, one of the things that I learned as a manager was if you are going to start a team, if you are especially going to have a partnership, that everything, I mean, we spent probably 4 months working through a partnership LLC agreement and coming up with every scenario we could possibly think of that might happen and how we would handle it. And that stage was set before we did our first transaction and before we merged anything, because we knew that we wanted to maintain our relationship forever. And so that was foremost. And then we created a business that we thought would support that, be successful. And we, like I said, we really just try to come up with literally every scenario is in writing that we could think of in that partnership agreement. Well, if this happens and then that happens, then who gets what, right? And how to break down. And
but it was his cousin, but then we had
yes,
all
yes.
How are we gonna deal
And
with
then
this
it's my
situation?
cousin is related to your cousin. So whose
So
cousin
that
is it? Like, is it
Yes.
my cousin, right?
Is it a team generator? Is it self? No.
Yeah.
I think when complicated things come up, we both look at each other and go, just a team lead. Whatever.
We typically result. Yeah.
We're like,
That's always the fallback is, okay, let's just make it a team lead. And then,
I
it's-
love that though.
mindset of I would rather see her be successful. I don't care too much, about myself. I mean, I'm a lot older than she is too, so I want to see her continue in this business long before when I'm gone. And so, I always kind of look at my role as being, to help support her so that one day she can, do it without me, but she can, by the way, she can totally do it.
I don't want to.
I don't know that she wants to. I
to.
think we just need to work on that little part.
Yeah.
But that's always been why it's been successful.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And it's 1,000% with Zig Ziglar, right? If you help everyone else get what they want, you can get what you want. And always coming from that care and compassion and serving others, even amongst you all, like that is because now you're pushing each other to grow in that aspect, right? Which is only going to achieve more, right? Which is great. And so how big is the team? Was there other agents as well? No, you're good. You're good. I love that information.
Yeah, no, I think it's crucial. That's the one, if there's any advice somebody pulls from this, if they decide they want to do a partnership, is that everything should be in writing. It should be a partnership agreement. You should sign that. You should have an LLC. You should get it notarized, all the things. And then there's no ambiguity. And usually you don't have a problem because it's already decided, right?
Yes.
But our team, the way that our team currently is structured is there's obviously myself and Tina. We do have 4 licensed agents on our team. Now they are involved in various different levels of selling at the moment, just depending on life. So Tina and I are both moms. We both got in the business as moms. And so we do have a mindset of really trying to be understanding of everybody's sort of certain place in their life and trying to be accommodating to what's going on for them. And That was one of the beautiful things about this business for both of us is as much as it's 24/7, you also, nobody can tell you what that appointment is. And I can tell somebody I have an appointment and it's for my kid's soccer game or whatever, right? So I don't have, she's the only boss being like, hey, why are you not showing up? So that we value it. And honestly, it's probably one of the biggest reasons that we've remained in this business for so long is to be able to have some of that control and ownership of your life still. And so the four licensed agents we have on our team, like I said, varying different levels of involvement at any amount of time. We have a newly licensed agent who's only 20 years old, who just got her license. And so we're trying to teach her the business, and she's also a huge help to us because it's basically, you know, our way of not only, hey, let's do these trainings, but come with me on this appointment and learn from us, or hey, I can't be at that home inspection, so I need you to go. And it's a great learning opportunity for her. So that's great. All the way through to, you know, somebody who is a nurse practitioner in a hospital setting.
Wow, look at that.
She has days that she's completely out and we're covering for her, and she has days that she can be fully in and handling, you know, the business herself. And so we have, you know, a relationship like that. We have another woman on our team who has been in the business longer than us. But, you know, she has had ailing family members. She's had to kind of take time back and do that. And so we're here to support her and help her. And, you know, it's very much a supportive, like, when I need the help, people step up. When they need the help, I step up. And same with Tina. And it's this constant like ebbing and flowing of time and commitment and all of that. And it works for us. I mean, it's very different from some of the mega teams where, you know, there's a level of, you know, minimum standards for doing certain things. We don't have that for our team. I mean, are we potentially leaving money on the table? Sure. But we are like human focused first. And that's really more important to us. And I think a lot of our clients can feel that. And because we're so human driven, they want to work with us because we're human driven and not dollar driven.
Yes.
You know? And then it's beyond the team, beyond the agents on our team, because you asked me team structure. The only other people we have as part of our team is we have a part-time director of marketing. So she works one day in the office and the rest from home, working again around children's schedules and that sort of thing. She works only for our team. She helps us with all of our general marketing for our team, as well as listing marketing and that sort of thing. We have 2 interior designers that do our staging. We have our own staging. Tina and I own all of the furniture.
I noticed it in that listing. Very nice.
And those 2 people work just for us. It's lovely because it's just when we need them, they have that flexibility and availability to do that. And then our company offers these amazing transaction coordinators for us that are like game changers. Incredible. In the past, we've had admins that worked directly for us and did TC work and other admin work. And when our company brought these TCs on and made them available to our, you know, the whole brokerage, we tried them out and they were amazing. And it just so happened to be good timing because our admin was needing to move on to something else anyways. So our marketing directors picked up a little bit of the admin work. We've picked up a little of the admin work. May we hire another admin again at some point? Maybe, I don't know, but that's our current structure.
It's just great.
I love that. You know, what's interesting is, and you know, my coach used to tell me, you attract like-minded people. So if the agents you're describing is a reflection and extension of you all. The flexibility, they're still willing to invest in their business, but yet they value time blocking family time, you know, me time. and it's literally, it's you all. That's when you know you have the people in the right seat. It's when it's an extension of you guys, right? Because everything you described is exactly how you both seem to be, where it's about how can we help out. We care. We still have my career in nursing. I have family time. Don't worry, we're a team. Honestly, that is a successful team in my short experience in real estate. That is a recipe to continue to growth, right? And you can have, what do they say? There's the A, B, and C type of agents. The C, they don't do production and their culture's bad. The A, that's kind of a great production, but the culture. And then you have your B, that's a great producer, but their culture is horrible. And what you guys have is that A type that fits along with your kind of values and all that. So I love that. That is awesome. Does it take time to find those type of agents? Like, do you guys go through like, hey, you know what? It doesn't fit well.
No, because literally we've never recruited one agent to our team.
In recruiting. Yeah. So
We actually have never been looking for another agent to join. Everybody's just come to us and asked to be a part of it. And we've either said like, hey, we don't have the bandwidth right now, or yeah, that sounds like a good fit.
I love that. That's the best type of attraction, where they're going to you and say, I want to be a part of the group.
Yeah, it's been more organic in that fashion. We've
love
talked
that.
about being proactive in recruiting, and do we want to grow our team that way? And is that something we want to do? But again, Tina and I have looked at our lives as a whole, and neither one of us have been in a place that's made sense for us to have. Could we do that? Could we shut down other parts of our lives and be hyper focused on that? Absolutely. I think we have the capability, but what are we willing to give up for that? And at this moment in time, neither one of us, or in our 9 years together, neither one of us have been in that place where that has been where we want to go.
Yeah. And that's not what you guys would call the life by design, right? It's not just,
No.
You need that balance, right? And that's you said it, it's a 24, and I was funny. I was talking to an agent, and, one of the biggest reasons they join real estate is for the flexibility. And yet it's not flexible until you time block, right? The irony about it doesn't, there's no flexibility until you can time block. So I love that. I love that. With the agents you guys have now, how do you guys kind of, and I'm sure it seems like the cultural fit is you guys probably talk to everyone at least once every other day. Like, it seems like you're a tight-knit group. Is there like activities you guys do together, like weekly meetings, especially like with market trends, as some agents may be more on the ground than others? How do you guys kind of go about keeping up to date, kind of building that camaraderie, continuing to grow that?
Well, we have to be a little bit flexible because, as we mentioned, the people on our team, Tina and I have probably the most control over our lives at this moment in time.
Outside,
not
as many
from
outside things.
Outside things. Her daughters have graduated college or have careers. She obviously spends time with her husband and her children and friends, but not as many things pulling her on a regular basis. My youngest is going into high school. My middle's going into college. I've got an older one that's, got a career. And so we have the ability to kind of work around the other people on our team's schedules. And so Tina and I have a weekly meeting on Mondays, an admin meeting where the two of us, we sit down, we go through all of our pipeline, our transactions that are happening. We go through what things we have coming up, whether it's client events, whether it's just, whatever it is, organizational things. So that's every Monday between the two of us. And then right after that, we meet with our director of marketing over Zoom because it's, she doesn't come in that day. But she's always has to-do lists and tasks for the week. And then if our team members are available to be part of the beginning part of that Monday meeting with the two of us, then they're joining us. But that is subject to their lives, right? So do they have a kid that they've got to go take to this or do that? Are they at the hospital? Are they with an ailing parent that day? What is their schedule? And you know, we are working around that. So if they can't be a part of that meeting, then they're doing a lot of, we encourage them to do a lot, own that, a lot of that themselves, right?
Mhm.
You need to follow up with me or Tina then. You need to touch base with us to say, okay, what was discussed? What are the key things that I need to know? We will send out often, you know, a recap email of certain things that are really important, you know, if there's
Mhm.
some sort of really important thing going on. And then on Fridays, we meet another Zoom call with our marketing director to be like, okay, this is what we got done for the week. This is what needs to happen for the weekend. This is what we're prepping for next week or didn't get done this week or whatever it might be. So she's our most important person
Yeah.
Mhm.
besides each other. And then the agents, you know, they've got to show initiative.
Yes.
We're not going to be chasing after them. You know, make sure they unless there's something we need to make sure they know for like legal purposes, right?
Yes.
Provision reasons.
Yes, do that.
Liability. Yes.
Yeah, but otherwise, you know, if they want to know what's going on in the market because they were at the hospital all last week and have things changed or whatever, like that's on them to
Mhm.
reach out, right? And do you want to be better? Do you want to grow your business? Do you want to do more deals? Then you need to take ownership and accountability of follow up with us.
But
right?
we're very good. And, you know, we know exactly what's going on with all of their deals.
Yes.
Every single deal that they have, we are a part of in some fashion. Carol, particularly on listings, me maybe on buyers, you know, we know exactly what they're doing at any given time and with the communications that they're having with their clients, any negotiations we're in on. So if they're not there, for instance, the one who is working in the hospital, we know exactly what's going on with her clients. So we can talk about that with each other as well as our marketing person and say, here's what she needs. Here's the photography need to be set up. You need to get the remarks done. You need to meet with, you know, we kind of just like, that's just how we have worked. I don't say we do it all, but we really are on everything that they're doing to make sure that no ball gets dropped ever with any of our clients. We're not going,
love that.
What's happening with that deal over there? No, we know exactly what's happening with that deal over there at all times.
And we have them start the relationship out with knowing that we're involved.
Yeah, they know.
And so all of the clients, I know all of our clients, our agents' clients, right? If minimum, we've spoken on the phone, if not a Zoom meeting or an in-person meeting. And so they know that they have us as their, you know, fail safe.
Yes. The team, the value of the whole team.
Leader, you know, they think everything is propositioned to these clients that, you know, they have the agent, but these are my, you know, team leaders, and they're very comfortable, all clients.
Did you say little team leaders, Tina?
Not very little.
We're little team leaders. No, I love that. And you know, it's funny.
Really tall. You can't tell in this, but I'm pretty tall.
You were just a little team leaders, right? No, but you know what I love about that, and we on our team we have dual career agents. We have, you know, in our actual independent brokerage, we have some people that just had a baby, right? And it's there was a friend of mine who's actually a managing broker at a Berkshire. He said you meet the agents where they need to be, right? You invest in the level that they want to be invested in, right? We can't, and you know, and I'm sure you all have gone through this where it's kind of like you see a potential with an agent and you're like, man, come on, if you just, and then I've learned, and I was a productivity coach, so that really was like, I've learned it's like, you can't be someone's motivation. You have to meet them where they're at. There's always going to be the 20% Carols and Tinas of the world. I don't know if that's the right English grammar. Carols, something like that, right? But there's always, you know, the 80%, everyone else. And I think the biggest thing is if we can get the 80% to do something, you don't have to be 400 deals in, you know, a year. If we can get them to do something, that is great. And let's meet them. And I'll give you props as someone our team leaders. I know that is the biggest challenge for team leaders is like, I see that, come on. And you guys to understand that, beautiful. I wish more team leaders would be like that. That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's kind of shift more into my favorite word, and that's mindsets. That was supposed to be a smile. So you all have been in the business together as a team for 9 years, right? Or form, a team.
Yep.
So you guys, just in the 9 years, there's ups, there's COVID. Yes, it's going up and down so much. It's a circle at this point, right? How do you all approach that? Tina's already smiling. I love it. How do you approach that when you hear, when we heard COVID and they were like, don't even look at people, like type of thing? How do you all approach that to still be successful, to be in that, be in the right mindset to go through those ups and downs, especially even this year? What are some things that you guys kind of go through that kind of helps with that mindset?
Okay, cheat code is our unicorn of each other.
Right. It always comes back to that, right? Doesn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
It does. Taking care of each other, take care of our employees. I mean, I will say, just an example is during COVID, maybe you were going to say this.
No, go ahead.
A lot of agents were really nervous in March, and they thought, oh my gosh, they're going to shut down the whole real estate industry. Nobody's going to be able to see houses. I'm going to lose everything. I can't afford to pay these staff members. And we had to, at the time that we paid, but we said, we're going to figure it out. I mean, lucky for us, they get paid hourly. So we had to sit down with them and say, I know we don't have as much. We may not have as many hours, but we're not going to let you go. We are going to work this out together.
And thank God, because remember how crazy it got?
Because then all of a sudden,
yes.
So, we just kind of said, we'll figure it out. We'll take a less percentage. We'll put more in our budget for the marketing portion of it. We'll take less. You do what you have to do, and just have faith that it's going to be okay. But we didn't cut anybody during that time, because we thought that was not fair and right.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's a couple of things, right? You've got to, coming back to what Tina said is, we got into the business when the real estate world imploded upon itself. So Tina got that license in 2008. Right? So we were like, we learned how to walk through the fire then, right? So we're like, okay, if we can do that,
We can do that.
right?
Okay.
We're gonna figure this out,
Market down, yes.
right? So we like had faith.
Yeah.
Okay, had faith in each other. We could lean on each other, right? So the days that I want to quit, she talks me off the ledge, vice versa, right?
Mention that part about having a team.
Yes, right.
It alternate.
Totally. And so that's number one, right? We kind of like had faith and we could lean on each other. Number two is we have, and again, it's been somewhat organic. Even like our employees that work for us have been like organically come to us. We did not seek them out. Only one time did we ever like put something out there to try and hire somebody. And we have a lot of fun. Like,
I can tell.
At one point, there was this woman who was helping with accounting and this is just a funny story. She was helping with accounting for our brokerage and working out of not our private office, but our office. And one day she went to the controller of our company and said, I don't know what's going on, but I think they might drink during the day because they're laughing all the time. Like they're loud, they're laughing, they're, and she's like, I don't know what it is. And we're like, okay, as much as we'd love to be drunk all day long, we are not. There's no alcohol in there.
Breathalyze me.
It's just like good people, right? If you surround yourself with good people, nobody takes themselves too seriously, you laugh about things, you make jokes about things, somewhat you're a little self-deprecating at times, and you just actually have fun. You can get through those times that suck, right? And like, because you can lean on these other people and you can laugh about some of the things and, the crazy stories.
Oh, the stories. Thank gosh we have each other to talk about the stories.
The story, yes.
Yeah, some of the people and the crazy stuff that's happened.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness gracious, yes.
Yeah.
Because after that, it would be really difficult. I mean, we were independent for a while, and that was one of the reasons. It was just so stressful. And we all know this business, as much as you do laugh about it, it is a serious business, and it's very stressful. People are under a lot of pressure. It's a very high anxiety time in their lives. And, people can turn into somebody that they're not on a normal basis. And just have the ability, now we have the experience, but have that ability to, just meet them where they are and understand where they're coming from, and having each other to bounce off these, oh my God, you're not going to believe what they said to me today, or, whatever it is. And then you go, okay, take 3 breaths. Okay, back out there. Okay, well, you just keep on going. You just have to have that camaraderie and that ability to, put on each other and laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And I always tell agents, I said, real estate can be a very lonely business. Like
Absolutely.
if half the time, I'm sure the significant other's tired of us venting, and it's hard for them to really understand. Well, unless it's been like a spouse that's been in there forever, they some of them know more than other agents, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, having that, bouncing ideas, having that, venting session, as we call it, right? I think that's great. That is a great thing. And you said something very powerful is, fear of faith, right? We have to have faith that what we're doing, the mindset we're in, the activity we're going to be in is going to lead to those results, right? Because I can't control if it doesn't. I can only control what I can do right now. So I love that. I love that mindset. And especially, after August 17, we could have been like, everyone quit. Let's, be something else now. And now business is thriving, right? We're getting to the point where we want to be. So that's awesome. I love that. So kind of for you guys now, and I'm sure people want to know, because I think last year you said you guys broke a record, right? It was like your highest, was it volume units last year?
Yeah, last year we got to the highest volume we'd ever had. And then, this year, we had our highest sale that we had ever had last year, and then we broke that record with the highest sale this year. So it's been good.
I love that. So what is kind of the things that's working for you all in terms of like, the biggest lead generation that's helping you all grow, right? Is a lot of people are like, man, well, how do you get business, right? And we all know it's either relationship referral or you look for transactional leads or both, right? What kind of works for you all that continues to go into that higher pace for the next record, without giving away too many secrets, of course. But
no worries. Open book. Pretty simple.
Yes.
99% of our business comes from people that know us, like us, and trust us. Whether it's a referral from another agent or people in our SOI, sphere of influence. We do not purchase leads. We do not pay for somebody to make cold calls on our behalf. We don't spend any marketing dollars and money on that. We do not prohibit any of our team members from doing those things if they would like to do those things, but that is not something that Tina and I do for ourselves or the team. So that is an individual decision if somebody wants to do that. And when we first we met in our pre-licensing class. So
wow. Okay.
Relationship prior to real estate. We were sitting in our 8-day Maryland pre-licensing class, and we were like, "Oh, you're nice and smart and funny. I like you.
Let's hang out.
Let's hang. Let's be friends.
Yeah, where are you going to go work?
But we affiliated at the same place.
Yeah.
So individual
independent agents at the time.
We were individual agents for 8 years, affiliated at the same brokerage. We both went to that brokerage. The brokerage itself is a well-established brokerage. Coldwell Banker had good at the time. I think they've changed things. They had really, really great training for new agents when we first got in the business. I don't know what they offer now, but not a plug for Coldwell Banker. I'm neutral. I don't know. I have no idea.
Indifferent.
But what really drove us there, because everybody sort of had some version of some sort of training, was an amazing manager. So this woman, Kathy Brooks,
really
she was fantastic. And Tina and I both interviewed everywhere, right? We met everybody, all the managers at all the offices, and she just really stood out compared to everybody else. And it was a level of sophistication she had, her ability to communicate. And she just, in that initial interview with her, just game changer. And so we both just kind of showed up on day one individually, but we both went to our office individually and said, okay, what do we do? And do this, this, and this. And so we both, you know,
Did the whole thing.
did them. And then we both show up the next day in individual meetings and say, okay, I did that. What do I do now? And she was like,
she'll say, you tell me to do something. We'll do
yeah. And she's like, oh,
Working.
already? Okay. All right. We'll do this now. We're like, okay.
It's easy, right?
Just do it.
I don't know.
And so both of us attribute our initial success with A, really great manager, and B, showing up every day and just doing it. Like,
Doing it,
you just have to do it. And some of it feels sucky and not fun and awkward and weird and all the things because you're inexperienced and you're calling people and it feels uncomfortable. And then you just rip the Band-Aid off and you do it and you just do it and you show up every day. And that was like the big game changer. And we individually became Masters Club agents. We individually were successful on our own. I went off and did a few other things, keeping my real estate license, like managing, and I worked for a luxury real estate auction company for a while and, you know, did some other things. And then when I came back to focus solely on selling, I called Tina and I was like, I don't know if I can just do this by myself anymore.
And I'd been just trudging through it for 8 years,
And
going,
she
I don't
was-
want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to do
You're like,
this.
finally.
Maybe it's time to quit.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
year. So,
Yeah.
but so yeah, it was like really good timing too.
So, but
Wow.
we built our businesses individually and then together solely on building credibility and relationships with the people we know and the people they know.
Yes, that's how it all
And
started.
you build credibility by doing all the sucky things and learning all the things, right? And we took classes on negotiation and we stayed very educated, and you try and keep yourself very educated on the market, and you try to keep yourself very educated on the contract. I think that's a massive thing that so many agents in this industry do not know. Our freaking contracts.
100%. 100%.
And as long as you really know these things, then you can talk intelligently about these things, and you have instant credibility with the rest of the world out there that is considering buying or selling or referring somebody to buy or sell a house.
And utilize, I mean, for new agents, just utilizing the expertise and experience of older agents or more,
Yes.
you know,
I definitely
seasoned
did that in the
agents. And that's
beginning.
what we both did. I mean, we just
Yeah.
tagged along with anybody who would have us, you know,
Yes.
oh gosh, tell me more. Can I come with that? Can I help you with this listing? Can I help you with this open house? And just learn. You know, that was the best way to get good at what you do. And then you can speak about it. You know, you go to a party and someone says, oh, I hear you're in real estate. Oh yeah. We
Everybody
had this,
asks you.
you know, we had this great
Yes.
listing, blah, blah. It's not really my listing, but it's, you know, it's our listing, right? So that whole thing worked really, really well. Now, by the way, that was back basically before cell phones almost. It wasn't really, but it was before.
I had my Razor flip phone.
We
I
did
think.
have the flip phones
Yeah.
with the, you know, the texting thing that you had to do the 3 numbers, but email was a big thing back then. So we just did it through email initially. And now I don't know these
Email and postcards and all the jazz.
Oh my
but-
God. Postcards.
Yes.
Anyway,
And that's when you
neither here
printed
nor
your
there.
own back in the day and all the things. But
But you put the time in. Line was,
it was
we really
the
did put
time
the
you
time and
showed up
effort
and you
into
did it. You did it.
Yes.
But yeah, I would totally agree. For a newer agent in this business, you find somebody who's willing to let you tag along, and it's a game changer. There were 2 agents at the Coldwell Banker office in Severna Park who really made a massive difference in my growth as an agent and my ability to build a business on my own. And that was Kathy Langsner and Bo Moran, because they saw me show up every day. They saw me show up every day. And I was young. I was like in my 20s. And they were like, oh, you're probably pretty good at a computer.
Yeah. I did like the young people for the
Yeah,
computer.
they were
That was
like-
true.
They're making us do contracts on this computer now,
Like,
you know?
ah,
And that
did
was
weed out a
right
lot
when
of
it
people.
transitioned over, right? It's right when
I
they transitioned
love that.
contracts on the
That's
computer.
right. Oh,
And
gosh,
they,
I
you
remember
didn't
that.
just go into the break room and pull each
Oh, we remember had the
addenda
files
out
and
of
you
the
had
thing.
Out of the
yeah.
And so they were,
fax them over.
yes, fax them over. So they would be like, hey, you wanna, I'll add you as a secondary agent on this listing.
Mhm.
If you'll do all this grunt work. And I'm
crappy
like,
stuff.
heck yeah, that $4 million listing, I am in. Yeah.
Yes.
So then I'm walking around town as 28-year-old, like, yeah, I've got this $4 million listing. And they're like, you do? And I was like,
It's
yeah,
like,
My name's on it.
I do.
Yeah.
And game changer,
darn,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Kathy Langsner asked me to be part of her new
That's right,
construction
you did the new
team.
construction one.
That was huge. I
Wow.
learned so much from that. But it was literally because I showed up every day in my stupid little cubicle that was right outside of her office. And she would
Mhm.
walk by me
I know, don't
every
grab 'em
time
and be
she
like,
went to the office. And I'm like, hey, Kathy, hey, Kathy,
"Question."
hey, Kathy. And she's like, huh. And then during meetings, I'd maybe ask a smart question or
Yeah.
whatever. And they're like, well, she seems kind of smart. Maybe I'll let her do all my crap work for me. And I was like, sure, I'll do all your
Of
crap
course
work
we
for you.
did.
Right. And then you just suddenly,
Move over, yeah. And
Well-
that's learning, right? It's like you treated it like a job. I
Yeah.
went there every day. It's a job. Your job at that moment was to be extremely learning based,
Mhm.
right? To learn as much. And now your job today, it's the same job for your business. It's just, or you do still have a job for your business. It's just the job is different. Now you're
Yeah.
leading, lead generating, all that other stuff. And I love that. Every moment we have, we treat it like a job. It's just the description has changed, but the goal doesn't go away. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
That's
The other
awesome.
thing- I mean, this is not a question
Oh,
you asked me,
yeah.
but
No, you're good. No,
I
please.
know what I'm going to say.
I usually do.
But you know what's so bizarre? Can I tell you the craziest thing ever?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
Kathy Brooks, that manager,
Oh,
look
shut
at
up.
this.
She just texted
She
you?
just texted me at
We don't talk to her
1:35.
that often, by the way.
Is her ears ringing? Is she?
1:35. I'm telling you, the vibrations
Wow.
of the world
It's the
are
energy.
so crazy.
Yes,
Anyways,
that's positive energy.
That's
not what I was
on
saying.
That
anybody.
is.
That was
Hey,
totally off topic. I don't know what she was going to say. What I was going to say though, and I started before I managed the Coldwell Banker office in Baltimore. I was asked to do, some presentations about different things. And one of the things that we are sticklers on, I mean, sticklers, and I've been a stickler on from when I first got in the business. I learned very quickly from Kathy Brooks to
Mhm.
have a process.
Mhm.
You have a process, and you not only have a process, but I felt there was two things you needed to have. You needed to have your business standards for yourself,
Mhm.
and then you needed to have your process or protocol, right? So I had certain business standards for myself on who I wanted to be as a business person, how I wanted to show up to my clients, how I wanted to show up in the world, what made me feel good about my business at the end of the day, and how I was running it, and running it actually like a business, having a P&L,
Yes.
tracking those things, like running it as a business.
Mhm.
And then process. So Tina and I have we do not deviate, no matter who the client is. We do not deviate on our
Wow.
process with new listings and new buyers, right? We have a
Mhm.
buyer meeting with them where we do a whole consultation. We
Mhm.
have a multi-step listing process. It
Mhm.
is, and it doesn't matter if it was her mom's house that we were selling,
Mhm.
or a referral from another agent from another market, or what. It's always the same. We have our standards and our protocol, and we stick to them. Now,
Mhm.
we massage them over time, what's best practice, what's whatever. But once we've made a decision as this is how we're doing it, we do it that way. We do not deviate from that. And that, I think, is one of the things that all of our clients, we have this big client event every year.
I was going to say,
Mhm.
that was,
And
yeah,
all of our clients
people. Yeah.
talk to each other at the client event, and some of them know each other and some of them don't know each other. And first of all, we also have a rule of thumb these days, at least, and it's a lot easier when you've been in the business for a long time, but we don't want to work with AWSSHOLEs anymore.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
all of the people at our party are all really cool,
Yeah.
fun, nice people. So they know each other and talk to each other and whatever. And they all have the same experience.
Mhm.
Like, there
Yeah,
is
they can all say.
consistency
I
in
love that.
our business. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it was my brother or, you know, our
stranger.
friend's neighbor that got
Mhm.
referred to us or whatever, they have the same consistent experience with the way we run our business as a business and the way we communicate with them. And that, I think, is key. And no matter where you are in your business, brand new or 30 years in,
I love that.
that
Yeah,
it's
no,
really hard. It's really
Yeah.
hard.
You know, that's one of the biggest things that agents, and that's awesome that you learn that at such a beginning
Mhm.
part of your career. There's agents that are high producers that still don't have a system and a model to do all that, right? And it's like, what you guys created is scalable that you can substitute yourself out and put someone else in, and the business keeps going. That's one of the exit strategies
Yes.
that we eventually want to get to, and not, and it's great to document. I tell my operations, hey, do we have that documented? Hey, do we have that documented? Hey, do we have that documented?
Mhm.
So I love that. I love that. And that's awesome. And that's, I'm getting goosebumps when you said she texted you.
I mean,
Does she
so
have any lottery numbers? She can tell you? Or
crazy. I mean, I did call her a few weeks ago,
Oh, well, that's.
but a few weeks ago I called her and left
Yeah.
a message, and she's messaging back right now. Somehow I missed your call back in July. I've been traveling a lot. I mean, she was just reaching back out.
Wow. She heard her name. Her ears were ringing, right?
Retired, so
Yeah,
it's not
she's
like she's
retired.
even in
Yeah.
the business anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
I love that. So some final words for, and you guys had a lot of great advice that this is going to be powerful, especially from newer agents to team leaders, that's saying you don't have to hit your agents with a ruler anymore, right? Those days are done.
Well,
What are,
it
well,
on
you
your
can.
It depends on your business model. It depends on your
Sure.
goals. It depends
Mhm.
on who you are as a person, depends on what's important to you. We just luckily have a very, very similar big picture philosophy on life
Mhm.
and people.
Yes.
We have incredibly different skill sets from each other, which also makes our partnership very successful. Her strengths are my weaknesses and vice versa. But our
Mhm.
big picture, I mean, if you went into our private office and looked at our board, we have, you know, our values are up there.
Mhm.
Our values
Love
align
it.
for our team and they align for us as human beings. And our number one value, the thing if you walk into our office, is we care. We care
Mhm.
about each other, we care about our clients, we care about the staff, we care, like, that is the first and foremost, most important thing.
Yes.
And the
Mhm.
rest comes, right? The rest comes if that's the priority. And,
Mhm.
but everybody has different priorities, everybody has different needs, everybody has different goals, everybody has different, right? So you may have to beat agents over the head with the ruler if there's certain goals that you're trying to meet
Right.
that are not ours.
Barring any legal actions, by the way, for anyone listening. But yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
I love.
Our team leaders out there, and Carol, you guys probably both know that maybe step away from actually doing the true down and dirty work of, you know, going on the listing appointment, doing all the things. And maybe they're just leading a team of agents that are doing those things. And so their income is only
Yep.
coming from those agents.
Yep.
They're not producing themselves so much anymore because they have so many people that all they can do is manage these people. That's a whole different, that's
Totally
a
different game.
completely different thing than what we're doing. We don't do that.
Very true.
And
Very
that's
true.
helpful for the team leader and the person who owns it. I think that's why we never really wanted to have too many agents, because we still want to be able to touch every client as well and
Mhm.
help that agent. And I don't know that you can do that if you are. If you
No,
have
I don't want to be a
25
mini
agents.
broker.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think
and
that's
you
exactly how you talk about exactly.
Yeah,
We're not
I don't
mini
want to be a
brokers.
mini.
yeah,
No.
you wouldn't want to know everyone's client. It would be too much for you.
You couldn't do it,
Well, you
right?
just
With
couldn't
with
do it.
25
Yeah,
or
I
more,
mean,
you know, all these agents.
yeah.
No, you couldn't do
Yeah,
it.
no, I agree, and that's one of those things where then you start looking at other leaders to kind of step up and help kind of doing that. But you're right. I love that, Tina. It's whatever is that goal of that team leader.
Mhm.
That's how the rest of the team that you attract like-minded people, right? So
Yeah.
one more
Mhm.
advice, one thing that's like, what is that one thing you can give to maybe some other team leaders that maybe are struggling? And I feel like we've hit a lot of great points, so it's like we got to reach down. But another great for maybe a team leader that's maybe struggling, maybe they're lost in, well, how should I be? How should I be? What would be that one thing for both of you to give advice to, or on, I should say?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I would just say, for us, our business is so about our people. We don't, like we already told you, we don't pay for leads. We don't do all that. So what can we do to bring more like joy to the lives of the people in our world, right? In our environment. And that's why we do this big annual event every year. It always goes to a charity. It's a big, really cool, fun event that people love. And we love it because people like have so much fun. And it always benefits some sort of nonprofit organization and that sort of thing,
I
which is
love that.
always wonderful as well. But even when we're with our clients, there's the business part of it and there is the relationship part of it. And we're equally valuing both of those things. And that, I think, for us is why we're able to be successful in the way that we want to run our business. But it's the showing up. It's the, you know,
and the caring, you know,
Yeah.
caring about these agents and showing that you care. You know, you do the work with the agent themselves on who they are and their development and making sure that they're happy and listening to them and helping them. And then the rest will come, right? Instead of going, oh, you have to make this much money this year or you're out. Like, that's just not the way to go. You know what I mean?
That's the ruler talk. No, I'm
we
kidding.
do it the other way, right? We say, let's build this wonderful thing. It's like raising a child, you know?
Yes.
You work just little things at a time. You start young and you start building on that. You know, you stop the tantrums at 2 and then they don't
Yeah. Well, that never goes away for agents. I'm
you
kidding.
can't stop it at 10. I can tell you that much. Anyway, so
Yeah.
it's just a matter of paying attention to the little things and that are important to them as they're starting their business, or as maybe they're experienced and they're just struggling and whatever it is. But I think listening, being there for them as not just their team leader, but their mentor and their, you know, it could be an emotional mentor too. Sometimes, you know, this is very psychologically, you know, taxing and involved with clients. So yeah, you gotta be there.
No, I love it. I love it. So thank you all. It's been great. I've learned some things in this, which is awesome. How can, and I'm going to put it in the description, if someone's in the Savannah Park area, Anne Arundel, anywhere they want to reach out, they need some help, you know, maybe buying and selling, or maybe they want to join your team, right? And if you guys have the bandwidth, how can you guys be reached?
I mean, our website is a pretty easy website. It's SnyderBradshaw.com. So it's SNYDERBRADSHAW.com. And so that's easy. And you can find all of our contact information on there, and reach out to us. So our website's probably the easiest way.
I love it. Thank you for all for being there. This is awesome. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you guys back soon again.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thanks for having us, Steve.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.